late and getting up too early. All right, we are live on YouTube. Amazing. Okay, hi everybody, welcome to the ExO Economy Core Team Call. This is March 23rd, and we will be going into the project updates from the various core team members that run areas of the ExO economy. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it right over to Nikki today, and she'll hand off to the folks after that, popcorn style, and we'll get a full set of updates. After all of those updates are done by the core team members and the people throughout the community, we'll have an open agenda period. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can ask a question inside the YouTube chat. If you're watching this in our, well, you wouldn't be able to see it in there. If you're watching this here in Zoom, then just put your chat in the question or wait for your turn to raise your hand and you'll be able to say it out loud. All right, thanks everybody. Over to you, Nikki.
Hey everybody, sorry about my lighting. It's actually raining in Southern California. Who thought?
Put the buckets out.
Exactly. So I just wanted to let you know, I put the stats for all the social posts and activity in the chat. And you know, it seems to increase every week, but I find it to be somewhat mediocre. So I'm really looking forward to the third birthday, because the third birthday party on April 8th, save the date, is going to be an exercise in engagement. And so the whole point of this economy is to get people to take advantage of engaging with this value exchange, which is the new economy. It's basically how we're going to coexist on this planet going forward. And so we're going to do a 30 doubling challenge. So if you've seen the exponential growth curves, and the difference between 30 steps forward and 30 doublings forward is quite magnificent. So we're going to have people have the opportunity to earn up to 10,000 tokens by doing simple engagement behaviors, one of which is simply chatting in and or sharing social posts. So that's just a little snippet of what's to come. But what we're going to do is start to kick off some town hall meetings. So every Tuesday leading up to and then just beyond the event, we're going to be having town hall meetings with Salim and Kent and some of the team from Novum and other people on our panel. Hopefully Michael Monique can help too. And we're going to try to do this in 2 time zones so we cover all bases, but it's basically education on the blockchain, on cryptocurrency, on current events and what's happening and what could potentially be happening, and sort of an instructional for our community on how we could best this industry.
Nikki, when is the first town hall and how do people register?
It's going to be on Tuesday, March 30th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what time that is in Europe.
Okay, Eastern's fine. And
yeah.
How do people get in?
And we'll be inviting people through the mail list. So if you're a community member, you will get an email, and we'll also have a Zoom meeting address that we'll be posting in social.
So will it also, well, in that case, it'll go on the events page.
Yes.
So openexo.com/events would be one place to find it as well.
Right.
I'm just trying to give people an easy URL to go to where they can find it. And
exactly.
Okay.
Stay
great.
in the community. You'll hear it there, and follow us on social.
Okay. Awesome.
We announce
Thanks,
it
Nikki.
often. And other than that, I'm looking through PR representation. We're not necessarily onboarding yet, but I have a couple of groups that are quite exciting, and they have new ways of adding value exchange to the conversation. And some of it is around crowdsourcing and crowdfunding, in fact. And so there's this interesting way of adding to the value stack. And so we're having those conversations this week, hopefully have some decisions and some announcements next week. And I'm working on the leaderboard for counting all of these engagements that we're going to start to give people qualifications to double. graphics, avatars, samplers of work in process. That all should be showing up at the end of this week. So I'll be able to display actually some of it. And then next week, we're hoping to launch the website. It's so exciting. We've worked so hard on this website upgrade, and it's finally going to be beautiful and have all the information everybody needs. So looking forward to that. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Nikki. Great news. Thanks for sharing. Looking forward to obviously all the celebrations. And I guess along with that, I think as everybody knows, we are continuing, of course, to accelerate our efforts to bring the Exos token to market. So there are lots of activities with that. We're using Asana's, I think as many of you know, to track all of these tasks, both Nikki's marketing tasks, Angelo's community tasks, pretty much everything Kent's been doing behind the scenes with our partners in the UK as well. So we do have some dates and some tasks coming up. So trying to stay on top of all of that. In addition to that, I think, for those of you that, again, have a proposal that you want to suggest for the community, you can go to Sway and submit that proposal. And then from there, the Treasury team, once it's been voted on and it's been accepted, the Treasury team will kick in and fund those tokens to you. I think Kevin's going to give us an update shortly, and we do have a couple campaigns that need funding. So I think as soon as we have that ready, we're happy to do that, and then we can just kind of go from there. And then I think lastly, I think as some of you know, we're working on some documentation. The business overview has been out there for some time now, and then the next one to really kind of hone in on that we have been trying to do is a technical overview. So for those of you that are able to weigh in on that, I really appreciate that. I know we do have some other external people that are going to be looking at actually both of those documents. So the technical overview would be sort of the next one we need to kind of get to. So that's my update. I want to hand it over to Kevin Allen.
Thank you, Eric. I was just on the YouTube channel trying to post the link there, and this was muted. I want to just quickly share my screen and show everyone the proposals that are currently that have just passed in Sway, as well as those that are still open. So let me quickly share my screen here.
While he does that, Sway being a decision-making and governance tool that we use for project proposals in the EXO economy, and potentially even more broadly throughout the OpenEXO ecosystem over time. Just as a heads up.
Absolutely. So you can see from the URL there, it's just openexo.sway.io. That'll take you to the OpenEXO Sway. And I'm now currently in the accepted, so those that have graduated to accepted. So today we had the Sci-Fi Hive proposal that was approved. So on Saturday, this Sci-Fi Hive took place for healthcare. 3 community members, Ken Merkel, Julia, and Michael Freber. And ultimately, this proposal is about providing exos to folks who have been advisors and working, but then also as prizes for the different initiatives that, or the different stories, future stories that have come out of this Sci-Fi Hive event. We also had Nikki's doubling birthday engagement proposal for a fair amount of exos there. And hopefully we really, get to see that doubling take place. It's really exciting. Just seeing some of the potential leaderboards and how that looks, and really getting an understanding of the doubling effect. The fact that the first 18 or 19 steps don't really get you anywhere, but then it starts to make a difference. We also had Michael Freber's app for tracking for a Namibian NGO that was approved as well. So these are some recent approvals. And then if we go over to the Collaborate tab, this is where we can see the current proposals that are here. So we have a proposal around exponential individuals from Eric, and then we have a proposal from Nick about a sports app that they've been developing. So that's what's currently there. A reminder that if you want to submit a proposal, there is a quick help article that shows you exactly what you need to do. And if I actually go to the platform and I click here, and I don't know why this is this. There we go. I want to go to the help center. I don't want to ask support a question. And I come here. You will see here, there's this applying for ExOs to drive local growth. And this will show you exactly what you need to do, explains a bit about the economy. So, so if you have an awesome idea that you need and you think ExOs will be helpful with, then please do go there and submit it so that we can have more collaboration within the community. So that is everything from my side. I think it's over to Yaroslav in the blue room.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, you yourself are in a kind of a blue room. But thank you very much. So, for people on YouTube, I work and manage the training and certification business. And I think there's two highlights I wanted to mention this week. The first one is that we have been advancing with different language mutations of our training programs, training certification programs. So we've had a very good conversation with a group of people who want to translate the content into Chinese. So that will be very, very exciting. And they have already translated the EXQ survey. They are currently working on foundations, and Anastasia has been supporting them with that. Additionally, we are in the final stages of having Portuguese foundations translated, and so that will be released shortly, probably within the next couple of weeks. The Chinese team, they actually want to take not only foundations, but also all of the other programs and kind of spread them and really address the Chinese market, which is a market that we haven't been too strong at. I mean, even our community is fairly thin in China. So I think it's a very exciting opportunity. And that's completely driven by a community member and kind of a team around him. So that's great. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I've been like kind of we've always had EXOs in as part of the consultant certification, actually of all of the different certifications. But what I found recently is that as we have new people coming into the courses, I'm actually spending a little bit of time on telling them about the EXO economy and what they can do. And we had just had a conversation this Monday, and I was kind of explaining everybody that essentially, you have people in 132 countries, and you can hire them as an extended part of your business. So you have your consulting business in country X, but suddenly you can add on demand. So you need to hire, like we've spent a lot of resources to curate this marketplace of 2,500 people that you can plug into your projects at any point. So no longer when a client asks you a question that you can't answer, like, blockchain. Well, I don't know anything about blockchain, or 3D printing. I don't know anything. Well, now you know, because you have the 2,500 people behind you. And you can tap into them. And not only that, you can also use the EXOs to pay them, which otherwise, if you want to be paying people in 130 countries, then good luck, especially with small sums of money. When I communicate this on the consultant course, I'm finding that many people, like for them, it's kind of like, what is this EXOs thing? And I spend time explaining that and the opportunities, and I like they're kind of quite mind blown afterwards. So I just think it's kind of a reminder to all of us that maybe, we are kind of on the weekly calls, and we know about the economy and we know what's happening. But when we are in conversations with community members, sometimes the level of understanding is varied. And I think it's a good reminder to all of us to kind of mention that and to like help people to see the opportunities. I always say also this kind of story that technically you can, hire somebody for 500 EXOs, and when you pay them, you make one condition that they have to hire somebody else. They cannot keep it, and they have to hire somebody else, and it can rotate from one person to another. And at the end, you can make 100 loops and it can even come back to you. So at the end of the day, like nobody has spent any money, but there were 100 advisory calls and nothing was left. And this is only possible through blockchain, because if you do that with bank transfers, you'll get to like number 15 and then everything is spent on bank fees, right? But with the blockchain, it's possible. So there are some mind-blowing opportunities. And I think it's kind of always a good reminder to tell about this to the wider community. And so I'll actually make it a formal part of the consultant certification to spend kind of a 10-minute, when I'm introducing the marketplace and their advisory call, I'll actually have a kind of a formal section on EXO economy, and just to help people to understand the opportunities. So that's it.
Yaroslav, there's another, we should connect, because a lot of the work I'm doing on the liquidity side applies to this. And the realization that only in this type of setup do you have an opportunity to be a real stakeholder in the value exchange itself, not just the value exchange, but a stakeholder in the exchange, such that you have the possibility of accruing some of that value over time for your own purposes, whatever they may be. And that is amazing, right? It's not possible in any other way. And it's a big part of the reason we made some of the most early decisions about the blockchain architecture and tokenomics, effectively keeping them ridiculously simple. But you're thank you for that. That's awesome.
Oh, I should hand over to someone. Najib?
Thank you, Yaroslav. The update on our side, from the technology perspective, as everyone knows, we has been doing quite a push with the wallet. But let me go where we are. We are in the release 16, and thanks a lot for everyone that is providing some of the feedback. We are releasing today the release 17. At least we are having one release per week right now, sometimes two. What we are trying to do is two big pushes right now. Is that try to avoid the one-to-one support. Actually, it's good for people, but it's not that great for us, because we will not be able to. Will be totally linear. It's not exponential. Then we have noticed actually people posting any questions on the Discord. Actually, sometimes even people that even not from our own community, I need to bring in, are replying and answering to those questions. And that's the purpose to, when someone posts a question on Discord, then people more than any of us can reply and help the community. Then that is something that we need to encourage everyone. We have opened a channel right now on Discord that is support for the new wallet. And what is coming on this release that is up today, one of the, I would say, pains is for people that is new into the crypto, and especially for this staking wallet, is that they are transferring right away some tokens. Like nobody say no. Actually, we say transfer a small amount, and they don't show up. And they don't need to know that the wallet is sinking. Now we are. I think that was a big feedback for everyone. And of course, they don't need to know. I totally agree with them. And then we are putting there that the wallet is sinking. We are putting more, I would say, flashing symbols, and that's saying, try to instruct people to go beyond without to tell them what to do, because that would be the purpose. Then that they don't freak out when they don't see their tokens right away because the wallet is sinking. That's one of the things that we are doing in this release, and that is bringing, big change. Nikki, you would be happy. We will see. We're starting on this release. The new logo all over the place means we have changed it. We have changed it on the Fab icon. We have changed it inside, and more to come in that aspect. We need to just do again on this moment. At this moment, we are very focused more into the how to look it, but we are increasing little by little in how it works. The second one is the pain that some of you have been going through is the chain is big right now. It's 1.3 million blocks, a little bit more, close to 1.4. And some of you may not have the latest computer. You may not have the M1 that it was launched 3 months ago, the i9 from Intel that it was launched 6 months ago. You may have a computer that is 10 years old. We don't want to exclude you. We want everyone to be participating, and we don't want you to go to the pain. When I say this to compare an M1 from Mac that it was launched 3 months ago, you can, and a good internet connection, you can fully sync the entire blockchain in 90 minutes and a Core i9 in 70 minutes. But again, if you have a Pentium 10, it's not acceptable, not even for me, that it may take a week for you to download it and sync it. Then we don't want to exclude that people because they don't have the latest computer. Then what we are doing with that is on this release, and we are very, I think that's what is delaying this release, or was delayed, because right now they are just doing the binaries, is that inside the wallet, it will be a button, and you click and it will download the entire blockchain and to the last block. You don't need to go through the entire blockchain to download it block by block and peer to peer. And basically, you need to, once it's there, the wallet need to be closed and restarted, and you will catch up on most likely 1.35 million blocks. Means for the pain that Angelo was going through, say a few days to synchronize it, it will be just minutes to download it and just leave it there another minute. That is, we did it last Friday with someone in US, and it took less than 5 minutes to do the entire process. I think that it is, again, the word here is less friction for people that is new into, because if someone do that, it's most likely that tokens that they transferred a few minutes ago, they will see it in a few minutes, not in a few hours. That's something that we are working very hard, and it's a major challenge to implement it, because we don't want to break the security. Again, one of the things is we can do a lot of changes and improvement, but none of them need to or cannot compromise the security of the wallet and the security of the process. Then this is a big change with some other ones. What is coming on the release 18 that is coming in a few days, and the 19 where we are heading, that's very important. Changing all those, I would say, UXs and UI experience, make it easy for the user. We know that right now people would like to know more details about the transaction, where is the tokens are going and where they are received. Then the transaction details, and the new release is going to be there fully more detail about that. And that's the major focus on the wallet right now, is to create more adoption and less friction. For some of you, again, the invitation is to drive people to that channel, and that then all of us can help everyone with the question. It's not only Najib or Nikki or anyone. The other big change that this is, I think, with all the faces that I see here, is maybe 90% is on Mac. We noticed that, again, we in the rush to make the binaries and make it to work across platforms, means in Linux, Mac, and Windows, we left behind a little bit on the installation for Mac. And some of you are familiarized that you can drag and drop the icon from the left to the right. I need to just say that that's a bad assumption. I did that assumption that it was easy for everyone to do that. And then we are changing on this release. I don't know if this release, maybe it will be on this release. I don't know. It's because at the last minute we were trying to push it on this release, because we noticed that people would double click on that and it was launching the wallet from there. And basically, when you have that, you are launching your wallet from a virtual drive, and it's not going to work. And it's going to bring a lot of things, because it's supposed to be dragged, and after that you go to applications and you double click there. We would just notice it with someone was with a lot of problems and just show it to us, and I say, oh my God, then we rush that and we push that right now is going to be, is no longer is going to be a DMG file that is going to act like that. Is going to be a PKG that you double click and it go like a similar to the installation that you have in Windows, that it show click next, and click next, and that's it. It will go and end it and say that it's going to be there on the application folder. That's it. We avoid that, because this is coming. Right now we have 10, 20, 50 people, but it's going to be very soon 100. And if 110 people just go through the same issue, it's going to be quite hard for all of us just even to answer the same question. We want to avoid that everyone is lost into the installation process. And this is something that is a major improvement on the installation management for Mac. We think that 2 releases from now, we will be digital signing all of those, especially for Mac. In that sense, you don't need to do control click and then this is not a sign application for a non-developer, something like that. In that sense, you just double click and there is because our friends from Mac make it quite hard just to even do digital sign binaries. But so far, that's the update. I hope that, again, we go there and share what are your issues, and between all of us can resolve them.
Sorry, quick question, Najib. Sorry,
Yeah,
really quick one. Do you want people, we have support for economy at economy at openexo.com, and that goes into our ticketing queue. But also, there's support through the open source repository on GitHub. So I think,
it's a good point. We can do GitHub too. What I'm trying to avoid is to even to go and use Help Scout, because that it become 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. I want the community, because last week experience was like an eye-opener when someone posed a question there and someone that is with me in some other crypto community answered before me, and I say, this is
this is great, right?
This is great.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if what we should do is when we see somebody answer a question, we should invoke the tip bot and not just tip them, but tip everybody.
Absolutely.
that way the community gets tipped based on the community helping the community. I would be willing to think we should make a sway proposal for funding the tip bot tipping for helping each other with this stuff, because I have been on probably 20 calls as well in the last 2 weeks, and it's just consumed an enormous amount of time. I've got one right now that I just sent who's stuck. It looks like he installed the Core wallet and somehow he didn't get a full connection to the network, and now he's on his own chain sending himself exos, doesn't know where his exos are going because he is basically forked off on his own chain. And I'm like, you've got to fix your firewall. And, it's just like, oh.
But most likely we put like some, and thanks a lot, Kevin, for your help and some of the developers that help us on Friday on a call. If you go there on the support channel that we have created, there is some instruction on not only what to do, what not to do when we are dealing with crypto. Right now, it's very important people not to expose the balance, not to expose your addresses, but that's not meaning that we can still support you. By my invitation, again, it's like, Ken, I honestly, I have, I don't know how many emails that I'm not able to catch up. But then it's just, if we go through those channels, believe me, it will be someone either that is not me or Ken or any of you guys that it will help us. It's the community. Then the invitation is, let's do it through those channels. It's faster, better. And what I have found out is pretty much all similar questions related to, then if we respond to one person, maybe we are responding to hundreds, 10 now and 100 that will come later.
Yeah. Najib, just to pass it along, you got a kudo from Salim in the YouTube chat. A release a week? That's amazing. So congratulations. Please pass off to the next person. We're at 39 minutes in.
I will let you, Angelo, go next.
Thank you. Hello, community. Well, from my side, I'm really happy about the doubling, because it's a huge event, and maybe most of you don't understand the importance of the doubling in terms of community, but it's a huge opportunity for every one of us to interact with each other and support the community, support the economy, and that's one of the most important stuff for us during this process. Also, I need to show you the map, because we have the first iteration, which is done right now. Let me share the screen. Basically, we received at least 15 case studies, success stories related to the ExO's economy success stories from all over the world. We are just trying to add more people from this part of the continent, in Africa, from China, from Europe, or also we have one from New Zealand, and main idea here is you may know how important is the EXO and how you can use it, because most of the people who is inside the map right now is already using and accepting the EXOs as a way of value, you know. This is the first iteration. We invite you to all of you to share us your success story. You can add you here. We can add you here. Over here you can see Carlos Carvajal, the different kind of stories from all over the world that are already using the EXOs. And yeah, that's basically the thing that I need to show you for today. And also invite you to stay in touch with the doubling, because it will be the next week, right?
Okay.
No,
You know, Angelo, I think that's true. Nikki will get into that, I guess.
Yeah.
Angelo, I made a point about, you saw Kevin's update about all the SWAY proposals. Those are all EXO success stories. SWAY proposals should just automatically, if they pass, they should show up on this map. I mean, that'd be really cool. And we do have someone here asking for some help. Anastasia, if you could just very briefly explain the issue that you're having and let us find out the right person to help you. I don't want to troubleshoot it live, but just tell us what's going on and we'll find the right person to help you.
Okay, if it's not appropriate moment, we can wait a bit.
No, it's okay. Just tell us what's going on and we'll find the right person.
Okay, so we have in the certification team, we have our wallet. Since this week, we are going to make or receive EXOs to the certification wallet. And according to finance team, I will manage this process. So I got my first transfer to do to a community member who produced the videos for our consultant course. So I put all the details. I tried to make a test amount to this person. And when I press send, I enter my password. And after I send the password, a screen appears and it doesn't allow me to sign, and either to send this transaction to a co-signer, so who is Paco from the finance team. And so the transaction never happens.
Oh, so you're using the multi-sig wallet with what do you have, a 2 of 3? Is that what's going on?
Two signatures. So I'm the sender. So to make this transaction, I need the signature of a different person.
Okay. So the next thing we need to do, I know exactly what's going on, and Anastasia works in our training and certifications division with Yaroslav and that team, and obviously it's internal. So I'll text you and I'll let you know your workaround, which is really, really easy. But that does indicate that there's a problem with multi-signing, automated multi-signature. It basically, when Paco opens the wallet, it should prompt him to sign if he's a valid signer. So yeah, let's sort that out. And but there is a manual workaround for that that's very easy. I'll even record your little screen recording. Okay, so I'll take next on that for you, Anastasia.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Just so everybody knows, one of the reasons this meeting exists is anybody should be able to show up if they have a particular need. And I didn't want us to run out of time knowing that Anastasia had showed up today with a particular need. We won't necessarily resolve the need on the call. That would be very wasteful of everyone's time. However, we will get it to a next step. This meeting is structured that way, Anastasia, so please be aware of that, okay? And to restart our flow, let's see, I think we've still got to get Lisa and Nikki in next.
I already went.
Oh.
See, Lisa,
I'll go. So we have the next version of the next event, implementing EXO Part 1, happening next week, next Thursday. To kick us off, we have Salim and Peter, and then Nikki is actually going to do a session on the EXO's 3rd birthday and the 30 doubling challenge. The EXO Part 1 is going to be covering the attribute interdependencies, implications, design thinking, leadership foresight, platforms, macroeconomics, business models, and EXO government. So hopefully we'll have we've already got a few sessions coming in from community members. So that's great. I sent out a shout out last week. A lot of people involved in the book. I still need a couple more chapters. I got a lot of people for dashboards, which is great. I need a few more people for attribute interdependencies, leveraged assets, engagements, and social. So I think I'm getting close to getting at least 3-4 active people for those chapters. Reached out to Mike Malone and Silicon Valley Publishing, so Silicon Valley Press. So getting that ball rolling, because we're getting close to having some of the content done and ready for the next stage.
I want to point out that this thing that Lisa's talking about that's coming up is a meeting of the ExO Economy and the book project. And the main topic of that particular thing, or a focus area of that event, in addition to the work of the book, which is all the events do, is going to be crypto, blockchain, exos. And this is a big deal. So if you're listening to this right now and you're seeing this, you want to be there. It's really going to be cool. And you want to find ways to participate, and we want to find ways to engage even more with exos. So, Nikki, you've been very creative about finding ways to do these things. We need to find a way to really make that a big deal. So there's going to be a booth. We should have open sessions, maybe a help. Maybe we put a help booth together where people can get a little wallet support live at the show. Somebody want to offer their services for exos, let's get them a booth. There's so many things we can do.
Yeah, that's
make it a party.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
so we'll be doing some more marketing this week for the event.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lisa. The book project is huge. I even made a rambling post on the platform in response to one of Lisa's things, talking about how important this is. If you didn't see that post, you should go and read it, not just because I wrote it, but because it points out how all of this is connected in a lot of very, very important ways, I think. So who's next? Stephen, and then Michelle.
Oh, no, no report on my end.
DC. Okay, Michelle.
Hi, everyone. This week, we've been working with the community and with the developers. And I would like to follow on what Yaroslav said, that when we explain how the mechanism of the wallet works and the tokens, when we give somebody a job to do and they get paid, and then what they can do with the tokens themselves, their eyes light up and they say, "Oh wow, this is like magic." And then they would, most of them would give us more work, or they give us free days or free hours of their work because they feel that they are participating in this project. So it has been a very interesting week because we received a lot of interest, and we are working to distribute more the wallet again. We spend a lot of time explaining how it is done. A lot of people have never heard about how a wallet works, etc. And once they understand, it's like magic. They become real partners. So this is what I wanted to share. We're still working very hard with the developers and with the designers, with the community managers, and most of them accept the payment in tokens. So Divergenti is starting to work its way around. Thank you.
Awesome. Fantastic. Michael Monit.
Hi, everyone. No specific updates from my side, just listening in since it's been already busy and I skipped some meetings in between.
Okay, good to see you. Let's see, so in the last 10 minutes, I will open the floor for anybody who has a need, an announcement, you need to move something forward, you're blocked on something, like we processed already for Anastasia. Are there any other things like that out there? If so, please raise your hand, your real one or your virtual one, and give you the microphone. Anastasia.
I know that data page is or was down. I wanted to ask if it will be up soon, or if there is any approximate date to be up and running again.
I would imagine I may take this one. Yes, for everyone that has been waiting for data to go back, we were forced to to put it down, to do some major improvement on the back end due to it was just creating more unnecessary call for something that was going on. The idea we are shooting to have it this Friday live back again. I hope that this time is not going to be with any of those issues. We are changing a little bit into the process, but you will see it on Friday, hopefully. Yeah, Friday is the day that we have targeted. We start the job last week, and we are working, and I pace what we will be doing, or what we are doing actually, on the internal chat for everyone just to know what we are doing and some of the changes that have been implemented there on the data support channel. I know that it's an internal, but more than happy to share if everyone want to know what we are doing. But basically we were not expecting that much load in the number of campaigns. That's good. We were not expecting it that soon, and we had a schedule a while ago that change would be, or a major change will be done in April. What we did is we didn't want to spend too much into those changes because it was a major change, and basically is to use the new technology, the full node. But it catches us off guard, and we end up doing something quickly to be able to resolve that. That means we end up doing something on this on March, and then the rest we will eventually then push it one more later. But hopefully it's going to be this Friday, Anastasia and everyone that has been waiting.
Excellent. Are you raising your hand again for another one? Okay, go for it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's a follow-up question. Just your opinion. Do you think if someone tries to extract EXOs from data campaign, and he can extract the test amount, but whenever he tries to extract the entire amount, EXOs never get to his wallet? Do you think it's a problem of user's wallet or the data campaign?
No, that could be some of the issues that they were reported, and then we were trying. We will resolve that in this release. Yeah, absolutely. That we don't want to blame it all on the users. Let's just leave some space for the user, but let's get some of the blame. You can blame it on us in this case. I would take the heat on this.
I think one thing, just as a suggestion, I saw the maintenance page. It might be a nice idea to let people know that their tokens aren't gone. What I'm getting is support requests for people panicking because they think they're never going to get their tokens, or that somehow they've disappeared when they go to that page. A little note there that says your tokens are fine. Just wait till it comes back online and you'll be okay, because there were a lot of campaigns in flight. So I think that might be a thing. We don't have to spend a bunch of time on this.
No. It makes sense, and actually I apologize for that, because we were facing another issue with that page. It just people that was going, they have, but according with the technology, that page was cached. Then most people that it was before there, the page is blank, and then we did. You can imagine how much time we invest even for that, and it is because the clients already went there. Yeah, we can just say, just press Shift F5, but if we are not able to show anything on there because you already went there, if we were in a catch-22 with that, and it looks like it does not only happen to us, to I think half of the internet is when they do that, they face that, and we decide, okay, this either we focus on the fix or we focus on to present the people what is going on. Then we decide to take the first one, but. I agree. It was not because on omission of us. It's because it's a challenges there on the way that is the technology implemented for that particular technology we are using.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. At the moment that we can't resolve that one, definitely I will update the message. Actually, it's a message there that some of you may not see it. You just click Shift 5 and you will see it. but it's there that we will be live, I think, next week or something like that. But I will put more detail that, hey, don't freak out. The tokens are okay.
All right, thank you. That's good. Anastasia, did you get everything you needed?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. That, by the way, was a really great example of how somebody can come here if they need to move an issue forward as best they can. Again, you won't always get resolution immediately, but at least you know that things are moving forward. You don't feel stuck, right? That's the key. So thanks for providing that opportunity to share that, because that is a big reason this meeting exists. Last call for a show of hands. Anybody got anything?
I had my hand up. It was just to say that on the Discord, on the wallet, there've been two very interesting questions around staking, and I just wanted to say we really need to at the open call, open office meeting or whatever. Maybe get a little bit into that. Like people asking, if I split my tokens on 3 computers, will that be better for?
Let's hit that one. Hold that one. Let's just do that one right now. There is zero benefit to you to do such a thing, other than the fact that you're just using more computers to do the same thing. You won't earn more EXOs or not in general for staking your tokens across many computers. You will only distribute the compute load, which is not so much anyway. So yeah, just want to get that one out there.
I will complement to there, Kevin, and more not to get deep into the answer. I will get deep into the answer later.
Yeah.
But my invitation is last Friday. I started with is just to do, I would call it AMA with me, but I'm more than happy to invite everyone. I'm planning to do these ones where everyone can ask, and even we can go deep into explain those kind of things. But beyond that, even to help people to resolve technical issues, I'm planning to do at least twice a week, one in English and one in Spanish. And so one pop up in Portuguese, more than happy to do in Portuguese too. But at least to people to go there and say, hey, I have this one very specific to me. But again, last Friday we started. I think we learned a lot from the session, especially, hey, what is those pains for the users? Because at the end, we cannot assume that everyone has been using wallets for quite some time. We need to assume that actually this is totally new for someone else. Then is some challenges there, and again, I hope that I have enough patience to go for a few of these sessions before that I lose my head. But again, the point is that some of you later on replace me in that position. That's and I can survive 6 months more. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So long story short, the Najib is running a series of AMAs, ask Najib anything type things where you can log in and get some help. He's going to be asking us to step up and possibly help run those in other time zones. Nikki has a series of public-facing community and external webinars coming up where the same thing again, plus we're going to mix in some talks and some updates and some exciting news. So in other words, there are over the next 1 to 4 weeks, there are going to be more opportunities to seek input, ask for help than there have ever been before with live one-on-one and live group. In addition to that, there will be the Discord server. Please join the Discord server and ask there first. Someone may just answer you, and that creates a community, a culture of supporting one another, which is critical. There's also a Telegram group out there related to some people who have come in through the public token portal. And then there's economy at openexo.com. If all that just doesn't work, then go there and we'll still try to connect and help you.
For anyone that is following us on YouTube, and because they will not see, we pasted here the short link for you to go to Discord is link.exos.to/Discord. If you again, it's link.exos exos.to/Discord. If you can just go there, you can join us on Discord.
Great, thank you. And someone could post that into the chat and into the YouTube chat. That's awesome. Kevin, did you have more before we jump? You get last words today.
No more.
Okay, awesome. So thank you for proxying that in, Kevin. I think that's a really also a wonderful thing to do during the agenda round. I'm trying to reserve the last 15 minutes of this call for this dynamic agenda period. I haven't quite hit that the last couple because the number of projects has grown. So we'll have to adjust to that over time. It's all good news, it's not bad news. So thank you so much, everybody, for your time today. Stay tuned, especially on the platform. The official place for releasing news about all of this is the platform asynchronously. This is the official synchronous place. And then please leverage Discord, Telegram, and email support in that order to try to get things moving. Goodbye. Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
everybody.